Hi, this is Bryan Crawford with New Mexico Dream House at Keller Williams. I'm here with your June of 2022 market update. Whew, June was kind of a wild month in real estate. There are a few things that happened. One, the Federal Reserve made the biggest jump in interest rates in history twice in a row, a half point each time. That being said, at the very beginning of the year, January 1, interest rates were sitting at around 3.1%. And all of a sudden, at the beginning of June, they jumped up to 6.5%, which was wild. They've started to normalize a little bit more, and they've been hovering around 5.7 for a couple weeks now, which has really brought some stability into the market. So what we're seeing more than anything in June of 2022 is we kind of stopped seeing the multiple offers, lots of showings. You know, I could count like clockwork. When I listed a house for the right price, right in the comparables, I would get 10 showings the very first weekend it was on the market, and on Monday we would be choosing between 3 and 4 offers on those properties. That really ended in June, as indicated by average list to sell ratio is well under 100% market wide. When I say well under, I mean like we're talking a couple percentage points. So it's not like it had this crazy drop in the month of June. Now, sold listings year to date, we're down about 8% in total volume from 2021, which doesn't surprise us because 2021 was the wildest year that we've seen in real estate in a long time. That's nationwide, especially here locally. We saw a lot of price growth, we saw a lot of movement in the market. So 2022, we anticipated a little bit of a slowdown, and that's what the Federal Reserve was trying to do by raising interest rates. Now, we hear about this looming recession. The recession is inconclusive at this point, depending on who you read, when you read. Some people are saying we're going into recession, some people aren't. The good news is jobs numbers are still really good. We've had about 370,000 jobs added this year, and the economy is still booming pretty well overall. Now, housing, that's what I'm here for. I'm not an economic advisor or anything like that, but I do know a little bit about real estate. Sold a few pieces of real estate over the years. So year to date, sold listings down 8%. Now, June of 2022, I think we were still suffering with the shock wave of interest rates jumping up by an entire point, mortgage interest rates jumping up by an entire point in a 2-day period. So we did see a little bit less sold listings. Now the market still had a tendency to be in a little bit of gridlock because the number of houses on market was also down significantly in the month of June. It was down 13%. So a lot of that is just consumer confidence and sellers keeping their house off of the market because they couldn't find that next house. So what we're seeing now that the interest rates are just kind of hovering in the high fives and have stabilized a little bit, we're seeing a lot more movement. We're seeing a lot more offers coming in. We're seeing the market normalize overall. Savvy home buyers are entering the market now because what you have to realize is that rates change all the time. They go up, they go down. We are 3% less than the historical average right now. So interest rates from a historical standpoint are still low. I know it hurts when you could have bought in January and you ended up buying in June and your interest rate was double what it could have been. But historically speaking, they could go even higher. What do we know about housing? Well, house prices didn't really move down. In fact, the contrary is true. House prices actually moved up in the month of June all across San Juan County. Now, you've seen all the price reductions. Price reductions are interesting because the strategy overall is that in any market, you want to price ahead of the market. So if prices are increasing at this rate, that gives you a good visual at this rate right here, you kind of want to price right here and hopefully pull somebody off of that line and drive the price up. If prices are moving down, you kind of want to price down here because you can pull somebody off of that line, maybe a few people at market value, drive multiple offers and bring it back above market value. What happened when interest rates spiked the way they did is that we had this rapid rate of price increase and then it just kind of stagnated. We didn't see prices drop, we just saw prices stagnate, just flat across the board. So what happened is that when all of these houses were priced ahead of the market because the market was rapidly increasing in price, and all of a sudden the market stopped increasing in price, those houses were still above and ahead of the market. So yeah, we've seen a lot of price reductions over the last month. I don't think it's an indication that we see the housing market crashing or anything like that. And keep in mind, first-time homebuyers, in the articles I'm reading, first-time homebuyers were the first to get out of the market altogether because they're nervous. They've only known 3% interest rates. So 5.7 for some of you are paying 17%. I was on the phone with a guy just a couple weeks ago who was saying that his house was at 18%, the first house he ever bought. So interest rates are still very low historically. Prices are competitive, and nationwide we still have a housing shortage. I'm not here to predict the future, but I can say I don't want you to have the same regret 6 months from now when the Federal Reserve increases rates again that you have now. So the best time to act if you're a buyer is right now. Now, for you sellers who are looking at moving up or moving down, there's also still a lot of good buyers in the marketplace. So with an aggressive marketing strategy, with a good pricing strategy, we're still moving houses. It's not what it was 4 months ago where you could have somebody go in with a smartphone and take a picture with their little pointer finger in the front of the lens and it still get multiple offers. We are moving to a skills-based market, so who you list with matters now more than ever. You want to make sure that you're hiring somebody who has a comprehensive marketing strategy that will bring you top dollar in the least amount of time, that's proven to work in up markets or down markets. And we at New Mexico Dream House have exactly that. So that is your June of 2022 market update. I hope that was helpful. I have a lot of hope for the future. We're still moving houses. So thanks for watching. Bryan Crawford with New Mexico Dream House. I'd love to interview to go to work for you.